What's good? Friends and Family Podcast is here, doing it on a Sunday. You know what? I'm actually really grateful that we're here. Shout out to everybody that's here. He's doing the thing he does where he wrestles with his microphone because he forgets that we're actually like in camera now. We're not used to being on camera yet. Still camera shy. But let me clean up right quick. People, what's good?
I'm good.
What's going on?
You good?
Yeah.
Yo, my boy was outside last night shelling down the R&B party.
You know what I mean? It feels good to be back outside again, but I'm about to be back inside now, so that was it for me.
No one believes you.
I promise you. The next time
no one believes you.
The next time you see me outside, I'll be trying to sell you houses.
Say less.
Promise you.
Bet. We gonna hold you.
Next time you see me outside, I'm selling houses.
We gonna hold you to it.
Promise you. Unless it's Panen's. I'm not. I'm selling houses.
One of my favorite bars of all time. I hope your word is like this pistol, because I'm gonna hold you.
It's a fact. That shit's gonna be.
All right.
Hey, I'm telling you.
We gonna see.
I'm praying for Friday, but I ain't really gonna say too much about it. I'm just, when you see me, just know. Selling your house.
Be respectful when you see him. You know.
Nope.
Let me stop playing. Jules, how about you? What you been doing? Conquering the world?
I've been trying my best.
Yeah, of course.
I've just been
at a time,
working and trying to get my life together, but you know what? I just got out of a rut. Life is good again. I'm trying to be positive and know that every storm shall pass. And that's it. I've had a good week and I'm about to have a great week. Yeah. I'm good.
Yes. Me, regular name type shit. I be working.
Boss man.
Yeah, wearing 5 hats at one time. Speaking of hats, I appreciate everybody that's ordering. huntersandhounds.com is the vibe. Collection 4 is out right now. There's a few pieces from previous collections on there as well. They're on sale right now for 20% off. Make sure you tap in. That's huntersandhounds.com. Go get you something. Get yourself a hat, a tee, whatever. I appreciate the support. Even if you don't buy nothing and you just tell a friend, who likes to get their fresh off, I appreciate the support. Collection 5 is on the way, all right?
Y'all ain't ready for it.
Y'all ain't ready for what I'm trying to put together.
Spider-Man movie, though.
I stay cooking, boy. I be in the kitchen. And it's crazy because of the places I've been finding inspiration lately. So I'm super excited for y'all to see what I got popping off. Meantime, in between time, man, let's pod.
Let's pod.
What are we doing?
So, first thing we're talking about today, you just sent me something about this on Instagram too.
I did.
Yeah. Is the new quiet luxury trend rooted in white supremacy? So, first of all, does everyone know what the quiet luxury trend is?
Yeah, I had it.
You don't know about that. Okay, so basically the quiet luxury trend is, you know how we say really rich people don't have to show it, you won't even know, all that. It's basically that. What means that, for example, Coachella just happened a few months ago, and the whole internet was talking about how Kylie Jenner was wearing jeans and a little black top to Coachella. And that's basically it. It means that super rich people are dressing down instead of dressing up, and that's the new trend. So the new luxury is simple, monochromatic,
muted tones.
No
logos everywhere.
No logos, none of that.
Right.
And that's considered the new luxury trend. But the thing is, there's controversy around that because when, for example, black people wear the same thing, they're considered ratchet or they don't take care of themselves or blah, blah, blah. And when rich white people do it, it's considered classy and modern and minimalist. So that's basically it.
I think for me, I've always known about quiet luxury because I've experienced being around a certain class of wealthy people and seeing like labels on some of their clothing and then going to go look it up and look at the price, and like my jaw is
Not facts.
down here.
Facts.
And being in the fashion industry, I run a clothing company. A lot of my inspiration comes from like simplistic like palettes. So I do like a lot of the inspiration I have for like my tees like are very, very like simplistic things. It's not like these loud colors or anything like that. It's a black, a white, a gray, you know what I'm saying? Like earth tones, soft muted color palettes. Those are the type of things that I've been like exploring with for myself. I'm big on like my textures, right? But I'm also big into not wearing things that are like full of logos everywhere I go, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, you'll know that it costs something if you go look it up and find out, but I'm not gonna wear a Balenciaga shirt that has like the big print of just the word Balenciaga all over it. Like, I was never into that. I never thought that shit was cool for me personally. Now, speaking from a space of, is it considered a form of white supremacy? I think maybe what it is more so how it's being spoken about rather than the clothing itself being associated with white supremacy. Like the delivery of, like, for instance, the show on HBO with that
Lotus?
With that really rich family, Succession.
Oh.
Everybody in that show is wearing like Sergio Tacchini, Robert Duvall, like, you know, Randall Nall. They make white t-shirts that are $800 and there's no logos on them. Like, you see those people in those shows, it's a lot of muted tones, but those coats, those suits, those t-shirts, those outfits are thousands of dollars. There's no logo anywhere on those clothing, right? Is it trendy to now wear things that aren't showing logos? I think it's always been that way for a certain class of people.
Yeah.
And then what we've done is taken classism and associated it with racial undertones. So if a black man wears something and you know that it's Sergio Tacchini and it's $150 pair of dress slacks, or it's, I'm sorry, $1,100 pair of dress slacks, you're not aware that those cost $1,100 because you're not clued into that sect of society. Right? So like your social class only goes so far. So your knowledge within what you have access to only goes so far as well. So you don't know what you don't know. And so I don't think it's inherently racist. I think what you're dealing with is more so people being tone deaf. Like, you'll write something and not see how someone can read that and go, yo, that sounds racist as hell.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You're just completely unaware, right? A black man in the same pair of pants as a white man, and you write about the white man and you're like, stylish, chic, modern, classy. And then you write about the black dude and it's like thug wearing Philip Plain, and it's like, come on now, really?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do that, you know? Or you find other ways where you're very nuanced in what you're doing, but you're being intentional. So you'll describe something like modern, chic, very fashion forward, earth consensus censored, not being flashy or loud. What you're doing is you're basically subjugating one social class of people to a certain idea that we're just loud and we need for you to see the logo and you're gonna see me and you know, wearing the Gucci with the Gucci G's all over it everywhere, and it's like, no, that's not true. It's not fair either. It's not fair. You know what I'm saying? It's not right.
Yeah, I agree. I think, go ahead.
Oh, no, for me, I was just gonna say, so I've been through both kind of stages of it. So like when I was young in England, like I used to go around with like the Evisu and it had like the U all over it, the logo all over it, or Machino, or somebody they call it Moschino, whatever. And it had like Machino all over. So I've been through that stage, and I must admit, like now that I'm older, and then I've kind of changed up the style to where it doesn't have to always have the whole word. It may just have the name in the corner, or may not even have a name on it at all. I realized that you do get looked at differently. And two, I would agree with what Dame said too. Like, it's been going on for a very long time. Like, I think I was watching a video on Instagram, and I think this was like when Kevin Hart was first like getting his name for himself. He had on a white tee, and he was chilling like Meat Mill and all of them, and they all started like trying to clown him about his white tee. So he started laughing, and everybody was like, yo, what you laughing at? He's like, bro, look at my shirt. and they're looking at it. He's like, all right, you can't see nothing on the shirt, right? And then he pulled over his tag.
Yep, there it is.
Tag was, I forgot the designer, so I'm not gonna lie, but it was a designer shirt. And he was like, listen, I don't have to be loud or show you that I have money for you to feel like I have money. Like, it was a plain white tee.
But it's also like, he's Kevin Hart. Why would you think that he's not wearing something of?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it from like the quality perspective. Like, those shirts are made out of like 300 count cotton.
Yeah, they're not regular shirts.
It's not just a regular white t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? It's like people do that where it's like we disassociate value because we don't see a name.
Facts.
But that's also because we've been conditioned to do that.
So their mindset is,
where's the brand on the shirt?
Exactly.
You know, like I experienced that, right? For instance, I train a lot of like moms, right, in my personal training business, and this is a perfect example of it. Now, my clothing company, Hunters and Hounds, shameful plug. When I first started like making just hats, you know, like I go somewhere, somebody see me, I like that hat. Where's that from? It's like, I made it. Oh, like you make the hats for a company and sell them to the company, or you make them like it's your own? It's like, no, yeah, this is my site, this is my brand, this is me. Oh, cool, yeah. Now it's like, because I don't have a huge amount of following behind it, because we're just, you know, I'm just starting out, it doesn't have the same wow factor as it would. But I'll watch a kid wear a trucker from Bass Pro Shops that costs $6 or whatever they're selling them for, and I'll have the same trucker, but it's stitched. So the quality of what you're getting from me is way better, and I'm charging you $40 because I got to make my money back plus make a profit. And you're like, nah, bro, that's expensive. But you'll go to Bass Pro Shops and give them your 30.
Not even Bass Pro.
Because of the name.
But they'll go to Gucci and have something that says Gucci all over it for $1,000.
For $1,000. And you come to me $40. And be like, nah, I can't.
Give me a deal, bro. I need a deal.
Give me a deal on the shirt, bro.
I don't understand it.
You have no idea. So I think people go with branding, and what branding has done to us is this idea that if I'm wearing it, I'm in the cool section.
Yeah.
Like when you were a kid and you was in high school, I don't know if you had this in high school, like y'all experienced, like where I went to high school, there was a lot of classism. You had like the kids that were like, their parents were rich as fuck, and they were not ashamed of letting people know. So it's like their kids are in school driving Porsches,
Lexuses,
BMWs, and Lexuses. We're in high school.
Yeah.
Like, I'm driving an Acura. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Honda, nigga.
Yeah.
97 Honda.
You know, it's like, it's crazy. Like, I got an Acura. All my classmates are in Beamers, M3s, Porsches. I'm like, we're in high school.
Nigga.
Yeah.
But what that does is you see those people, and other people hold them in a certain like light, like they have this reverence about them because they have money, and we've grown up to associate like a logo with money, with class, with style. And so now that we have this weird blend happening of like the minimalistic things that are super expensive because they're coming from these uber luxurious brands, now you can't identify it. I think also because we're in an economic situation that's a little weird, people are trying to like tone it down. Like normally you would see them with things that would definitely have like logos all over them, and it's just like, let me be more conscious about the fact that I'm rich and I don't want to throw it in anybody's face because economically things aren't great for everybody.
Yeah, I think that too. Like, I think a lot of times too, like even for my friends, I've had conversation with them before, and I'll tell them like, bro, you don't have to show your money to show people that you're rich. Like, there's things that you do in your lifestyle that you're probably gonna post, and people are gonna look at it and be like, he has money. Because a lot of things that you're gonna do, it's not an everyday thing. It's not something that you're gonna just wake up one morning and say, I wanna do this like every day. No.
Right.
So like, instead of you coming online or doing all this extravagant, I got Balenciaga, it says Balenciaga all over it, just get a little something in the corner. Like, you know what you're doing, and you know what you're worth, and you know what you can and cannot do. Yeah. I feel like the world that we're living in now, so much people is worried about what the next person is thinking about you. So like, I would dress up like this, and I can testify because I've done it before too. Like, I can go dress somewhere and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to wear that because if I wear this, they're gonna probably look at me a certain way. So let me switch that up and let me put this on because I know that. But now I got to the point in my life where it's like, listen,
I'm not apologizing.
I'm not apologizing no more. Like, this is just who I am. If you either like me, you don't like me, but
fuck it.
Yeah.
It's fucking at the end of the day.
I saw something today on Twitter that made me think of you because we talk about this a lot, and it said, the more I grow up, the more I realize people that I think are rich are actually just in credit card debt.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that made me think of you like straight out, because I was like, oh, that is so real. So I think there's the talk that comes out of the quiet luxury trend is rooted in white supremacy, in the sense that the way we talk about someone wearing the same outfit, if they're white or black, is different. But I worked in fashion before, and we used to use like these super like intense and studied trend books, right? And after COVID, the main trend was that we were going to become more and more and more minimalistic.
Right.
And if you look at, these images and movies and series we see about the future, it's pretty minimalistic. If it's not chrome, like that's the most out there thing it is. Right. Otherwise, it's super minimalistic. I think that's where we're going as a society. In those trend books, they used to say it was because of the comfort, and one big thing about COVID was that we realized what was non-essential, right? So
what is not necessary.
Exactly. So those type of things are non-essential. So logos and big blah blah, all that is non-essential. So we just realize that as a society. And then another thing that it's funny, because when I was in Paris, I lived in a really small apartment, so I had to constantly clean out my closet. I stopped buying, like shopping, and I just had what I needed for the summer and for the winter, and that was it.
Right, you're forced into minimalism.
Exactly. So when I came here, now I find myself.
How you doing?
Now I find myself shopping a lot more because I don't have any summer clothes, and we're in Florida.
Yeah, and we live a life of very
and every time I go out, I have like 3 shoes. That's not true. I have 2 Doc Martens. No, I have 2 Doc Martens, and then I have 3 sneakers, which are these Converse.
Right.
I have blue Vans, and I have white Nikes. That's all. Other than that, the only thing I have are like slippers, for the house.
Right.
And shoes here are so big, and every time I go out,
don't talk to me.
Don't talk to you about this.
I can't have a conversation about this.
But every time I go out, I'm just like, it's not that I'm self-conscious, because I know that like this maximalism that we live in here is not
dominant in the rest of the world.
It's not dominant, it's not necessary, it's not good. It's just like people want to show off, right? But it's just I'm just like, everyone goes out and they're like, oh, I see you got those blah blondes. Oh yeah, blah blah, that's so fire. And I'm just like sitting there in my Converse like for the 6th night straight, and I'm just like, okay, well, I guess that's gonna be it for me, because I'm not even interested in buying more.
You gotta remember that the shoes don't make you, though.
You make
the shoes.
I know.
So it's like,
but
I'll give you all the example, right? Like, real quick, I mean to cut you off, right?
No,
so it's like,
go ahead.
I put my girl onto like Asics, right? Like gel Kayanos. Like people don't wear Asics like that, right? So it's like I'm wearing Asics, and people are like, what are you doing with those? What is that? Now Stephon Diggs, who's famous, who's a great football player, shout out to Diggs and the Diggs brothers, like they start wearing them. Now I see, he who will remain nameless. I remember me and this man roasting me for having gel Kayanos on, and the other day I seen him post a story with the shoes on.
Yeah, I remember too though, don't get it twisted. What's his name? Balenciaga just remixed it. So they did some They
basically took the Asics.
Took the Asics style and put the Balenciaga logo.
And it's this idea of minimalism that's catching on with a lot of these other brands, right? It's like New Balances. Like I've been wearing New Balances since I was like 16, getting roasted, and now they're everywhere.
Yo, and that's so crazy that you said that,
you
right?
Know what I'm saying? I got introduced to New Balances by Wale, like going to DC and going to a concert, and I'm like, what are those?
Yo, nigga.
You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta find those, and that's just kind of like how everybody gets started. The reason for me saying what I'm saying is like, influence in our society matters,
for sure.
right? And in America, it's not
sure.
like, you know, in Paris or France or Germany even. Like, I have friends that when they go overseas, they talk about how, like, yo, I gotta trim down like my clothes and like my closet is small. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go to an American house, like the master bedroom got a walk-in closet that's the size of the damn bedroom. Like, so you're being like allowed in a sense to have so much, and then society propagates the idea of you having so much, because look at everybody wants to live a luxurious life.
And America is crazy because, so I mean, I lived here, right, before, but you don't realize, because now I'm getting down from my high of being here.
Right.
So I start realizing things.
The crowd is coming up.
Yeah, and I'm just like, it's so easy to spend money here.
Easy.
It's so easy. Like the amount of money I have spent, the amount of, and I'm not crazy. I'm not like, okay, I'm going out a lot. That's where most of my money goes to. But still, like the amount of shopping I did, and partly because I had to, partly because I could, right? Because once you get here and you work, you can.
Yeah.
When in Europe, you can't, because you don't get enough for that. So in Europe, I was trying to like make ends meet to have like maybe 300 euros at the end of the month so I could decide if I wanted to shop or if I wanted to save.
Right, that's it.
And here, I don't even have to think about it. I'm just like, I want it, I got it,
There you
know?
go, it's right in your face.
I think the thing is, the bigger thing for me, like, and I went through it too, moving from England to America. What I've noticed is that more people is trying to be on this whole American lifestyle and this American dream. So before, like, when I used to go back home, we didn't really care. Like, I was just watching videos last night with my nephew and my mom and dad, and we was laughing about it. And my mom was telling my nephew, like, yo, back in the day, all your dad and your uncle used to wear was tracksuits. And then I'm thinking back and I'm like, dog, it's crazy. Like, back then,
That is so European. Everyone there only wear
you feel
tracksuits.
me? And then put on some, like, the hardest thing with your whole outfit is your kicks.
Yeah.
Like, you'll have like the craziest kicks, Nam Maxes, whatever it is.
Tracksuit.
But it's a tracksuit
Tracksuit.
down. Like, we didn't care for that back then.
Right.
Now when I come here now and I go back home, it's like, bro, a lot of it's changed. Like, now everybody's on the new look, the Balenci's, the Dior's and all that. And I'm like, bro, you still see the same few people still wearing the same outfits, tracksuits and all that.
Yeah.
I think minimalism is a smart thing, right?
It is.
Are you going to be minimalistic though in a way where it's for real? Because if it's for real minimalism, it's not going to be like, yo, I spent $1,500 on a shirt. Is that really minimalistic? Or are you just trying to cover up the fact that you have money?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, when we talk about it, it's like, yo, there's minimalistic styling, but it's super luxurious. It's like, well, is it really minimalist if it's not also minimalistic in price?
Yeah.
Like, where's the price point for minimalism as well?
Yeah.
Not just, look, it's minimalistic fashion, but it costs this much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, that's, when you own a brand, that's one of the things that you have to remember. Like, who are you trying to appeal to? You know what I'm saying? So you don't come off as like cheap. So it's like you get premium pieces at a price that's reasonable, as opposed to it's premium and then it costs what Fear of God costs, which is insane, right? But the justifiable thing that Fear of God marketing team will say as well, you know what? It costs us X to get these materials, so we have to charge you Y because they're so
You gotta make some
of
kind of
such
profit.
great quality, and we have to also, we're in the business of making money. We just happen to love fashion.
Yeah.
Right? So they're not apologizing for that. And I think a lot of brands are embracing that, you know, that concept of, hey, look, you know, it costs me this to make this. I have to be realistic about what I charge you, you know, or I end up just breaking even and not making any money. And then what's the point of me being in this business? The question that I have is, where do you draw the line between a profit, what you're selling, how you're marketing it, and are you taking advantage of the fact that we're in a season of minimalism, but your price point is more so about extravagance?
Yeah, but I think I mean, it's complicated, right? Because they do that because some people are paying for it.
People will pay, yes.
Yeah, if you buy a white t-shirt for $500, that might be a stretch for you. And you're like, oh shit, like I'm gonna do this, but I shouldn't.
I'm inside for the next 2 months.
But for someone else, it's like $5.
Yeah.
They do not care. And on top of that, a lot of these people are getting things for free. Yeah. My boss that I worked with before, so two things. She is a Loewe like VIP customer. So Loewe would send her everything.
Crazy.
Everything. They would, on her birthday, flowers, dinners. She would have like secret Loewe dinners, and a limo would come pick her up at her house and like take her to this crazy like abandoned Parisian apartment to have like dinner. And it was just crazy.
Like, she lives
it
a life
was
that's
crazy.
on a different scale, but-
Yeah. And one day she gave me a dress. She was like, yeah, I have this dress. I don't want it. Like, it doesn't fit me right. So she gives it to me, right? It's a black dress. Basic black dress. Like, you can see the quality of the material is good, right? But it's still a basic black dress. So of course I go online and I search it up. 850 euros. I was like,
Yo.
that's like my pay, my monthly pay.
That's crazy.
But thank you.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Now, I mean, I've been through my own versions of like getting sucked into the traps of like the trappings of, you know what I'm saying, wanting to spend bread on things to look a certain way and doing certain things and then not. And then when you get smart and you start to find like the alleyways and the back channels to do certain things, you're like, why was I doing this when I could have done this all along? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when you go from being a purchaser, right, to being someone that's pushing the conversation of how the market looks when it comes to a price point of items or clothing or whatever it is. So for me, it's clothing, right? Or like, I love jewelry, I like watches. When you start to look at certain things and you can see that, oh, this person paid X for this at this point and now it's worth this at this point, you're not gonna be willing to just part with your money. Yeah. Like, you didn't just work your ass off.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? For it. However, if you care so much about like what it says when you have it on, then that probably is the driver for why you're spending that insane amount of money.
Yeah, and that makes me think of something that you guys talked about, my first episode that I came to watch, the City Boys.
City Girls.
City Boys and City Girls, all that. We were talking about how city girls are not actually as confident as wholesome
I
girls.
don't think anyone who is that loud is confident.
Exactly. And that makes me think about this conversation because it's like,
you need luxury, loud luxury.
if you have to spend, because for example, me, I just buy crop tops and like a few work clothes because I work at an office. I can't wear crop tops.
Right.
But I'm not like spending my money on how I look.
Facts.
Because I don't have to. Like, I realistically don't care if I don't have the new like Jordans, whatever. I don't even know the lingo. Like, I don't. And I worked in fashion, so I don't know and I don't care. I'm just gonna dress how it makes me like
confident,
feel good and confident.
If you look
and
good,
comfortable,
you feel good, you perform well, and that's life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I feel like that gives you like, not that it's about attention, but that makes people look at you more in a better way than if you're just dressed like everyone else.
I think also too, real quick, I just want to say, to go back to that City Boys Up 1,000 Points episode, and to say something, a lot of it is about the presentation because of the type of man you're trying to attract. If I present myself like I live this luxurious, grandiose lifestyle, then I will attract a man who will want to take care of me and allow me to live this same easy, soft girl era light, whatever y'all calling it. And it's rooted in delusion, right? Because if a man comes into your life and realizes, oh, you're not managing your money, you're just worried about spending to impress people. Are you going to be able to turn that off now that you have a man?
Yeah.
Or are you just going to turn to him?
Or even before you turn that off, how is that relationship gonna go?
No, but
Right, but
you gotta have to think about my question. Turn it off? But can't you turn it off?
Right, but that's my question: is can you turn that off? Like, you've been spending money to support this lifestyle that you want to live, and you see it everywhere. All these girls, every chick's page on Instagram looks the same now. If she's not someone like Julia or Kat, their shit looks the same.
Yeah, I have the image in my mind right now.
Exactly. I don't even have to tell y'all. Y'all could randomly go in your follower or your search bar.
Tight dress, BBL, drink.
You feel me? Luxurious.
Rooftop on a boat.
You get me? So what does that say about you? What does that say about you? If you present yourself at that level and you're really not there, your parents are supporting it, or you're doing things with OnlyFans to support it, and then you meet a man, and now the man comes in your life and he's like, yo,
you gotta dead all that.
Like, you gotta dead this shit. What you think is gonna happen?
Yeah.
You know, I just wanted to say that because I didn't get to say that when they was talking on the episode. And you see a girl and she's on her this and she's on her that and her bag costs this, and that's great. I will hope that you're managing your finances and your credit score matches that bag. That's what I would hope for.
Period, poo.
I guarantee you a lot of them will get quiet when you ask that question too. A lot of them will get quiet. I guarantee that.
And the thing that I see, that I was at a pop-up event, right? I seen this chick, she had a Jaquima's Mod bag, and the Jaquima's Mod bags are expensive. Even to the point where, like, Juju has a lot of bags and she can afford, she makes 6 figures. My girl is rich. I can say that because it's facts. She lives a very comfortable life. Financially, we're very, very fortunate. Not just her, I make my own money. And she was like, that bitch just got out of a Camry with a Jaquima's Mod bag. That bag costs more than that car.
It's crazy.
Just to put it into perspective. So where are your priorities here? You get me. You're more worried about presenting than having, like, and not to say that a car is a representation of your life being in order, but we all know that in America, there's this thing called a credit debt system. So if you don't have good credit, you can't get a good car.
No, but then you gotta, I ain't gonna lie to you though, and it's funny that you said that, right? Because me and my friend got out of our cars. I drive an Audi, he drives a Benz. And then my other homeboy got out of a Honda. So the guy that come out of Honda, he was like, yo, look at my 2 rich friends. And we just started laughing. And then he was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie though, like, and the other guy that drives a Honda, he's like, yo, all my rich friends, they drive this. And he put it in his car.
Right.
And then I was like, bro, what you talking about? He's like, yeah, bro, all of them drive this, but it's gonna take you like a little minute from their gate to get to their front door. And I'm like, what the fuck you talking about? He's like, yeah, bro, they got a big fucking crib, but when you get to the front of the drive, it's Hondas, Toyotas, and I thought about it, and I was like, bro, that don't even make no sense. But then you got to really think to yourself, like, the people that's like what you were saying earlier, Julia, the people that's the richest ones, like, you would never know it because they
have a minimalistic approach to
and collective.
Yeah.
Well, also because we've associated, we've look at America, like, we vilify people who are rich.
Every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We
vilify
give
everything.
some of what you've made back to people who are suffering. If Bezos gave $1 million to every person on the planet, it's like, you're bad with money. Stop it. Even if he gave you $1 million, you wouldn't be up 500,000.
What would you do with that? Yeah, you would blow it in a week.
It's like my pops asked me one time, he's like, if I gave you $1 million, what would you do? I was like, shit, I'd go to the bank, put the money in my account, and then ask for another $1 million. That's what I would do.
I showed them that I can keep my money.
Right, because what I'm trying to show you is that I know how to make money on top of the money you've given me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't do that.
Like, don't get it fucked up. I've had my share of, like, you know, I have money and I did crazy shit with it, but I feel like you have to go through that. Like,
well, yeah, that's how you learn.
You know what I mean? That's how you learn. Like, now you got these other people that maybe they not going through it because maybe their parents went through it and then they not, you know, whatever the case may be.
You're being shielded from it.
But, and then I always tell my parents, even like right now, we're trying to, my nephew, he about to go to high school. My mom is like, yo, you know, I need you guys to help me with the school system. I'm like, listen, we can help you with it. We just got to listen. And that's a big thing. Like, a lot of people don't want to listen to, like, the changes that's occurring in the world that we have. Like,
right.
Pay attention and then try to adapt to it. If once you adapt to it and you pay attention, but everything becomes a little more easier for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We moving on?
Yeah. Okay, so second topic. This one is the fun one. If a girl walks up to the club and she hugs the security guard, is that a red flag?
Yes. That is a red.
It's kind of hard to say.
I'm pulling out the club. Now, you don't get to, you can't.
It's kind of hard to say.
You live in the club.
No, it's kind of hard to
It's the
say.
same for you.
It's kind of hard to say.
No, but I want to know because, okay, I'm that girl. So I'm going to say no.
What you mean you're that girl?
That will go hug the security guard?
Yeah.
I've watched this, right?
So, wait.
Are you, before you ask anything else, are you somebody that goes to the club a lot?
Sometimes I will. I'm not there every weekend. I mean,
Because
not.
that's another thing too, but go ahead and finish before I say what I'm going to say.
So, I always, because, and I don't know if it, so, my mom, when we got to Brazil, she used to go to this bar all the time.
Yeah.
And the lady that worked at our house, like our nanny and all that, it was her son that worked at this bar. He was the bouncer. So he would make my mom, like, he would get her in quick, and they became friends. And then our whole family became friends. So since I always knew him, in my mind, I was always, and also like they're bouncers, right? So in my mind, I was always safe with them. So every time and I also worked as a bartender. So the bouncers were my best friends because I would get touched on, spat on, like vomited on, like everything,
So
and the
looking out for
bouncers were looking out for me.
But that's like circumstantially different though.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, when you
Hold on. She said
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
So, whenever I'm in the club, if I have the opportunity to like be friends with a bouncer, I will, because they're cool as fuck. Their job is hard, and they're just like the best people in that club.
All right. So my take on it is like this, right? You take Shorty to the club after y'all been dating for a little while, and she give that bouncer that hug, and you know them type of hugs I'm talking about. Not the yo friend.
Not the church hug.
You feel me? That the same type of hug you give a chick when you're with another chick that you used to smash. You get me now? So to me, it's a red flag. Because one, why are you here so regular that you had to get knocked off by a bouncer?
Facts.
And now you got me out here looking goofy, bringing you back to the same spot that you've been doing your thing in for God knows how long. You get me? That's why I always say, like, an inside person can't date an outside person. And what I mean by that is, like, that's my own that's my own lingo. Like, oh, you inside, meaning you're comfortable on a Friday night with me and you watching a movie in the crib on the couch, eating some snacks or whatever, right? Or drinking a glass of wine and going to bed. You're comfortable with there be weeks, months where you're missing events and you're not.
The best answer.
You know what I'm saying? You're not outside and you're not upset that you're not outside. You're not on your gram scrolling like, oh my God, all my friends are out and I'm in this house with you. Like, why are we doing this? You're so lame. You get me? Like, that type of energy. So for me personally, for Dame, it would be a red flag because I know them type of hugs. Because I've been, and then this is another thing, right? Like, when you live the life where, like, I play ball, so it's like you move around in certain circles and you hear things and people talk, and then these same women that are in those same circles, you come around and you're the newbie, so they think you don't know what's what. So now they trying to pull the wool on you, like, no, I'm looking to be in a relationship, you know, I really don't be outside like that, and then your homeboy just told you how he's seen her truck parked up at a certain person's tower outside, and you're like, yeah, I know who lived there. I know what they be doing to these girls. So what was you doing over there? Oh, we're just friends. So saying that to say, for me, based on a lot of the things I've experienced, I'm not wifing none of that. You gotta go.
To be honest with you, like,
reality even hit me like I'm in that scenario, I might leave.
and I don't knock it like.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Personally, for me, well, first of all, the way he answered the question was 1,000% accurate. Like, because it is hard. Like, I'm in the club scene. So
lot,
for me, I would say, like, if I see a girl hug, I'm kind of on what she said. Like, maybe she got cool with the bouncer because she's always there and she knows like the club scene is kind of crazy. So,
But let me stop you there. Isn't that in itself a red flag? Like, you always there. How you gonna go from being outside to being in a relationship?
But they could also be working there. You know?
Right, which is even worse.
That's why I said.
I'm just saying.
I'm not knocking it. And I'm not knocking what you're saying. That's why I said your answer was the best. Like, if you was an inside person, you're not gonna date an outside person.
I think that's the thing.
That's the best thing.
I don't even think the dude. Like, I don't even think the dude that's outside wants the chick that's outside.
Fuck no.
So with that being said, it's the same parameters. Like, if you outside and you meet her outside, my G, don't lie to yourself. That ain't gonna work.
It's a fact.
Because she's an outside girl. She gonna wanna be outside. Like, I experienced that. When I first moved home, I met a girl. We was, 1-2-1-2, whatever. I met her in Gabby's. I met her in a club, so I should have known better. We got to doing what we was doing, whatever. Next thing I know, I'm in a relationship. 3 years later, we beefing about, I'm trying to grow up. I'm trying to stack up money to buy a crib, and she still want to party in club. We're not on the same page. I'm getting up to go to work, and you coming in the door. What type of life is that?
Oh, no.
You get me? That's why you could never be like an inside person and be with an outside person. Because you definitely gonna feel away when you see her hug. When you see that hug happen,
different.
Talk to me nice. You're not gonna feel away?
Different.
Yeah, I mean, I've experienced that recently when
You see what she said? It's so calm and collected.
Recently.
I mean,
Recently.
I don't think anything happened, okay? But I saw the hug and I was like, oh, so you're here all the time. And then just like, it felt...
Flag on the play?
It felt a little bit like...
Red card.
Oh, okay.
Why you never in the house?
It wasn't a red flag, but it was like a yellow flag.
Nah,
Yellow flag. Caution. We haven't been back there since like 2 months, so it's fine. But
Let's talk.
Yeah, but that just means that you haven't been there. That doesn't mean that
she hasn't been there.
Yes, it has, because where I am, she is. So that's on that.
Oh, okay.
But I do agree that outside and inside people
don't work.
If you on her IG and you scrolling, and every picture is curated perfect, and she is outside every weekend, she at every event where you know that as a man it's gonna cost you a couple $100 to get in the door. You know that as a female is free. Don't play yourself.
Don't fucking play yourself.
Yeah.
And that's sure, ladies, don't come for me. It could be an unfair generalization, but
it's really not.
Let's not be naive here. Y'all fucking. You busting it open for somebody. So I refuse to go into a situation and be
or you're
naive.
Promising to.
Or you feel me, to get what you want. You playing the game, like using what you got to get what you want.
I mean, as a woman, you always have to play the game. Because men are there to play with. So if you don't play the game.
What are you talking about?
Pause. What you talking about? Play with?
Wait a minute.
Don't play with me. Play with you.
Don't play with me.
I ain't playing with you.
I'm just saying.
No, but
if they're paying $200 to get in there, they want to play the game. So let's fucking play the game.
Okay. You see what
I'm not talking about you.
See what y'all setting yourself up for, bro?
That's just the reality. Like, there's some spaces.
Get you a gym membership and a trainer and call it a day, my boy. Work on yourself, man. Play yourself.
No, but for real.
Played with.
That is a tough one.
That is rough.
That is a tough one.
I go with a red flag. That's my vote.
Yeah,
about y'all.
That is a tough one.
That's why I'm at you.
I go with a yellow flag.
I probably would go with a yellow flag too, just because
you be outside.
I'm in the outside, but at the same time, I don't think I could.
See?
I talk to all the time. I don't think I could date me a person that's outside like me.
But I'm like,
would you really be able to handle that though?
I don't think I could. Like, I tried to mess with this one girl that was a bartender, and I was like, it could work, cause we always together. Then I was like, hell, fuck no.
When the night get popping and you looking over there from that DJ booth.
I know she over there flirt with some next month.
Yo, your blood pressure's gotta be
making you smile like that, sweetheart.
Ain't no way, my boy.
That's why I've never dated a bartender either. Like, I've messed with so many girls as bartenders, and I'm like, yo,
I'm gonna tell y'all something. When I was going through my little,
no offense to bartenders, I promise you. I love y'all. Love y'all.
When I was going through my little relationship thing with Shorty, right? One of the things that would hit is like, I'm home, right? It's like 10, 11 o'clock. Boom, phone light up. Yo, damn. you in here? Nah. I seen your girl with her homegirls.
No.
And you know what's crazy? My bad.
You in the crib.
When your nigga text you that, he not seeing your girl by himself. They just don't want to say it.
Nah.
They don't want to say it.
Nah. Because here's the crazy part. I lost a friend that way. Like, almost lost a friend that way, right? Street dude. So he has a certain code that he lived by. So I said to him, oh, what's she doing? And he never wrote me back. He was like, yo, you here? Come to my section, whatever. Come over to this side or whatever. And I was like, nah, I'm home. I'm in the house. He was like, oh, word? I was like, why, you seen so-and-so? And he was like, yeah. Where you at though? I was like, I'm in the house. He's like, so you popping out late? Like, I'm like, nah, I'm not coming at all. I ain't coming. He was
Did
like,
you know she was
word?
there?
Yeah. I knew, but you see, that's the thing. It's like, Dame now would never put up with that. You get what I'm saying?
Dead.
Yeah.
But then you're young and you don't necessarily have that experience of like understanding your own like worth as a man, and understanding that like a part of being in something committed and serious, when you want to grow, they have to be willing as well, because when they want to grow, you're gonna have to get up and grow, or y'all gonna grow apart. So we were literally growing apart, and I just couldn't see it yet to accept it. You get me?
And I feel also that when you're in a relationship, there's like certain spaces and things that you do when you're single that are fine. That when you're in a
lot of y'all don't get that.
Exactly.
I be saying something, don't you have a man, bitch? What
like,
you done?
it's not that.
It's crazy.
It's hard to explain because it sounds, for people that have never been in a relationship, it sounds bad, right? But it's just like, even if I trust you and I know nothing's gonna happen, you shouldn't be in those spaces if you're in a relationship.
You know what's crazy? Like,
I ain't gonna lie.
Alone, you know?
Like,
OD.
English, single English, and in a relationship English is totally different, right? And I was.
Are you though?
Nah, on my mom. Always talk to that, right? And people always look at me like, nah, you're not.
Not because I'm trying to question your character.
Nah, of course not. And I'm glad that he said that, right? And for those who don't know, like me and him are like real close friends, right?
That's like my brother.
Like brothers. So when I tell people, I'm like, yo, listen, this is single English, and I'm in a relationship, it's totally different. People like, stop, man, I like swear to you. Like, I had, one of my exes got her hair done by one of my ex's sister. Let me say it again. One of my exes got her hair done by one of my ex's sisters. And the sister who did her hair, she feels like I'm like ain't shit ass nigga. So when they got together now and they was chatting, they started talking whatever.
Kumbaya shit.
Kumbaya, and my name came up. Well, the friend got it done first, and then my ex-friend, but whatever. They started talking about me, and my name came up. And she was like, nah, he's a real good person. Like, oh, my friend mom passed away, and he was sad for her, and they was like, are we talking about the same person? And I was like, it was like, yeah, like they was together. And I be trying to tell people like, bro, listen, when I'm in a relationship, bro, I am a different person. Certain shit that you see on my Instagram, me posting girls and all kind of gallivanting and gyrating around, all that shit. Dead.
Right, because now
I'm not out there representing myself.
But that thought right there, like what you just said, right? The whole like posting yourself doing, it's like, I be seeing girls, right? Like, I know that, I know you're men. You on IG with a close friends green circle, busting it open like you're single.
And they nigga don't, it's not even they close friends.
And I'm like, is your dude in here?
Hell no.
And you are.
Who else in here? And I'm in a relationship. Why you got me in here?
And then you gotta be thinking to yourself, who else, like, really, who else in here? Is anyone else in here? Because the shit that you're posting, there's no way you got other people in here watching you do this.
And my thing is, like, I'm a professional, mind my business. Like, I mind mine. I don't say nothing.
I don't say
like, you go check any Instagram I run, my fitness page, my personal, my fashion, like, I don't be saying nothing. I don't take no shots. I post based on my own experiences and what I feel or where I'm at or what I'm doing. People be putting me in their close friends. I got a lot of green circles on the top of my I'm like, I ain't even know I was in your close. Like, why am I in your close friends? We never met in real life.
Facts. Bro, sometimes I'll just get their Instagram today, tomorrow I'm in their close friends. Like,
how am I in your close friends?
Crazy.
Why you got me in here?
Honestly, I unfollow the person immediately because that's just a level of weird. I have 21 people in my close friends, and that's
I'm not in your
because
close friends.
no, of course not. Well, I don't be posting in there, but like,
Yo,
Nah, that's cap.
we need to make this part.
Cap.
We need to capture this part and post it as a reel. That's
Cap. Why are we not in your close friends? G?
okay, I'll add you guys,
That's so foul.
but get ready.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding.
Nah, you're not kidding. That's why you're close friends.
That's why it's 21 people.
That's why it's 21
Select
people.
few.
It's
No, for real, I don't ever post stories of anything.
Right.
Like, if I do, it's something stupid. And my close friends is basically...
your close friends in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I have no friends at this moment, like, no real close friends. It's basically my childhood friends.
Oh, okay.
You know, the ones that, like, we know everything about each other. And then...
Okay. So wouldn't that consider to be your friends though?
What?
Isn't that still considered to be your friends?
Yeah, because, like, if I go to Brazil, we're still...
Oh, because they're in Brazil.
Oh, because they're in another country. Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
And then I have like a few people from, okay, I do have friends. I have a few people from Paris and
Nobody from the US,
a
basically.
few people from here, like
Okay.
maybe 3 people. Now I have 4, right?
Nah, that's dead. I ain't in there.
Yeah.
Right now, you still got 3.
You gonna add me out?
Add me in there, that
Add me
thing.
out of pity. Now you gonna start moving different.
Right?
Oh shit, I
First of all, she was
can't.
doing crazy shit.
Oh shit, I can't post that in there. Damon English is in there. Swipe. Delete that.
I be complaining about y'all in there.
Just-
She's gonna restrict what we can see. Keep us in close friends and still like,
Nah, but for
I
real.
really feel like, can we, real quick, I know this is a sidebar, but I really feel like IG, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, those are all weapons for people to use to fuck their life up and or cheat on their partners. On Snap, your shit disappears. You can send somebody a message and it disappear. On IG, you could curate your story and your posts and mute people and
And
restrict.
you can erase
you
and
can also vanish it too, so
unsend.
you can send them something and then they go back to see it, they can't see it.
Can't see it, right? Once they open it and read it, it's gone. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
We're
I mean,
literally
I think...
perpetuating infidelity when it comes to people being honest and being upfront.
No, I think there's okay, so Snapchat, I haven't been in Snapchat since like 2014 or something, so I don't even think about that one. But Twitter, like my use of Twitter, it's basically just like retweeting people. I close my account. I have 3 followers in my account because I don't want anyone to see. It's just for me so I can laugh.
Right.
So that's my Twitter. And then Instagram is, so okay. Of course it can be used as something, but I mean, if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it. Because then iMessage can also be used, right? You can unsend, you can edit, you can blah blah, you can erase. So like everything today, we have so many means of communication. Everything can become a way to like cheat and hide and blah blah. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it either way. I've known people that have done it before when we had flip phones that didn't even text and they still did it. So
you was hell-bent on cheating.
That nigga said, I don't give a damn. Like,
so
that's what it is.
you know,
You
and
was
also
determined to cheat.
I just want to say something.
Yeah.
And I want to know if you guys agree. I am big on, let's just say I'm not big on privacy when I'm in a relationship.
You're not big on privacy?
No, because I feel like people talk about privacy so much, like why you want the password of my phone, blah, blah. If I can't have the password from, I'm not trying to like go through it, but if you can't leave your phone open when you're next to me, what's going on? Like that's too much. If you need that much privacy, that's too much.
I think that what people have done is put a mask on their behavior by justifying it with that word, like
Yeah.
my privacy and all of that. Because I've definitely, one of the things that being in a relationship with somebody who doesn't do anything She doesn't have a Twitter. She doesn't have an Instagram. Y'all can never. The only way y'all see Juju is when I post her.
It's on your page. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Which is never.
I do post her.
He posts a lot.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm on the wrong page.
Maybe. Shit, that ain't my fault though, because I don't got no close friends. So you not looking at
post
it
my
right.
story a lot.
I post my girl all the time.
Oh, the story.
She's on my page too. She's on my page.
I mean, I never really stalked you, so.
Yeah, like she's on my page, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is like, I understand respecting someone's privacy to a certain degree. You're in a relationship. I don't want to prop up the idea that you're supposed to just pick up your partner's phone and go through it. But I definitely think, and I've experienced this, if I go near your phone and you're breathing heavy and you acting weird, you got shit in there you don't want me to see.
Absolutely.
You've definitely been doing some shiesty shit. You get me? So with that being said, like for myself, my girl knows my password to my phone. I don't give a fuck. Cause I'm not hiding nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm upfront about what I got going on, who I'm friends with, who I'm not friends with, who I speak to, who I don't speak to.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to rabbit hole the conversation, but just I think privacy is a slippery slope between like trusting your partner, respecting what your partner got going on, and not allowing yourself to be like you know, OD of like, yo, I need to go through your phone. Let me see your phone. Unless you and that person are in a relationship and they violated your trust, and a part of the terms and conditions of y'all being together again is that, yo, you gotta let me go through your joint, like your phone, your computer, whatever, your tablet, whatever.
Imagine being in that situation. Like,
Been there before though. Like,
You've
I don't
been
think you
there
can work.
before?
yeah. So what happened was, so I was kind of doing some bad stuff at the time.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Basically, I wasn't. But no, I was. I ain't gonna fuck it. So I had a girl, but I was
Messaging other chicks.
I guess entertaining another girl, right?
I guess.
So at the time, everything was going perfectly fine. The girl I was dating, I used to also chill her cousin. So one day, he opened his mouth, and it came out from his mouth. So his cousin came to me and was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? What are you doing? Tell me everything. I need to see everything. So I just told her everything, like, this is what it is, this is what's going down. And because I told her everything, she didn't want to go through my phone because she realized that I was really telling her the truth. And we kind of had a rocky slope, but I was able to fix it. And then I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then from that moment, I told her, like, listen, I would never hide anything again from you. And just like Dame said before, when she used to come by my phone and my phone was open, yeah, my heart was racing.
You asked me.
Shit was racing.
Listen, if you ever want to test your partner, all you got to do is touch the shit. Don't even mean it. Just the phone is in there. Just
Touch
do it
it.
like you're gonna pick it up.
Just pick it up and just look at the time.
Pick it up and go. Oh, look, that's it.
Yo, man, yo.
Like I've seen my girl. Like we was building furniture the other day. She had her phone on the thing open. She was downstairs with the dogs for like 40 minutes. If I wanted to go through her phone, I could have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just don't think that once you violate trust, it's.
Hey, I got a question for y'all, right? Would you set a trap for your girlfriend or your boyfriend to see if
They trust you?
Yeah, if you trust them. Like, so I did it before.
I would definitely
you
do
set
that.
a trap for somebody?
Yeah, I set a trap for them, and they fucked up bad. So I was sending a text message. It wasn't even nothing bad. I wasn't doing nothing sneaky. But I was sending a text message, and then what I did was I threw my phone out, like I threw all the screens off, but I left those screens in the back.
Oh.
So I went took a shower, and I came back, and when I looked at my phone, that screen, one of the screens was gone. So off the back, I knew you went through my phone.
Oh.
So now I'm like, yo, you went through my phone? She's like, nah. I'm like, yo, you sure you didn't go through my phone? She's like, nah, I didn't. So I was like, all right, shit, sweet. But from then, I already knew that we couldn't go nowhere because you lied to me. You went through my phone and then you're lying to me and telling me you didn't go through it. And I already know you went through it because I done set you up in the trap already.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So
That's a tricky place though.
I don't like that.
What
I'm not saying to do it, but
what made you decide that it was the thing to do was to set the person up?
so, but the person they wasn't interested in the relationship. They was just interested in who I've been with before them and all that other shit.
Oh, Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So then I was like, all right, you know what?
That's dead.
I see where your mind is at. I'm gonna see what's good.
That's dead.
She's just traumatized.
That's really what it is. I called her out and I'm like, all right, yeah.
Those are the type of people that we talked about when I said that comment, and I seen somebody commented on it. It was like, yo, if you spend your time in the relationship worrying about what your man is doing, and if he's cheating, that's probably why he's cheating. Because look how miserable you have to be worried about that, and not the person you're with to actually
I don't think people
focus
understand
on
that.
the experience that you're having.
I feel like people a lot of times have never been in a trusting relationship.
Nah,
Because once you have been,
that becomes the standard for how you want to live your
it
life.
is. It's like I could never.
And that's also part of the reason why I will never spin the block.
Yeah.
Because there's so much shit back there.
No.
None of that shit was
No.
functional.
No.
Think about that. Think about going back
No.
and thinking that you're dealing with a no.
I've been thinking about it. I've thought about it before. I ain't gonna lie. I thought about it before, but then what you're saying is actually true. Like how he was before when we was dealing can never be the same again. And now we've gotten to a point in our life where we're both older now. So maybe one of us may be perfect. and the other one may not be.
I think
That's what I'm saying. It won't work.
I think if you, male or female, I think if you are someone who has a tendency to be like, a propensity to be like dishonest, to cheat, it's gonna take a lot of fucking work for you to dead that out of your personality.
Oh, yeah.
And even when you grow up, like, to just say like you're not gonna do that, no, like that's why I tell some of my friends, you know, yo, if you outside, bro, just stay outside. Like, cause you've been outside for so fucking long.
Yeah.
And you've been so conditioned to doing what you want and going where you want and moving how you want to move, and a relationship
yeah.
requires structure.
A relationship is
Honesty. You know, you're gonna have to do a lot of like, your inner child wounds are literally on display for your partner to see.
You have a mirror in front of you
Exactly.
all the time.
And a lot of people think they want to be in a relationship until the real meat and potatoes of being in a relationship starts to happen. Like my homeboy said that shit the other day. He was like, yo, dog, how do you deal with you wanting to have sex and your girl don't? Even if y'all had sex 2 days ago.
Don't. The fuck?
No, but see how easy it is for you? It's not the same thing for a man.
Same for the man.
So, like, she needs to learn to be empathetic and he needs to learn to be patient. But he's never been in a relationship like the one he's in now, because all his relationships before that was just based on hookups and sex.
Then
So he
that's
was
why
getting
he
sex
won't-
whenever he wanted, because he would literally be like, yo, I'm coming through, all right. You know why he's coming over. Well, now and it's like, yeah, I told you, I don't think you're relationship material. Not because I'm trying to shame you, but because
I don't think you're husband material.
Nah, and maybe so, shit, right? But if that's the type of life you led for as long as you led it,
Yeah.
you can't go
No,
back to
because
the
a
other
relationship
side.
is
So let me ask you a
different.
question. With that right there, right? So you don't feel like that's like that could be, they can fix that together, but between the two of them, like
Of course.
to get to
I think
But how much patience is that person gonna have?
Which one? The male or the female?
Either of them.
Oh, okay.
And then how are you gonna remember when specifically whenever these situations arise that, oh, he's a man, he has needs. Maybe because like a lot of the times I feel like when men stray in relationships, it's because of your needs aren't being met and you're not speaking up. Like you're a coward because you know your girl's reaction is gonna, it's like.
Are you talking about sexual needs? Or
Yes. Like I seen a reel the other day with this dude, he was like, I forgot, OMB Pat, whatever. He was like, how are you mad at me for me being mad at you for something that you did that was out of pocket? Please explain to me. And I've literally lived that, where I come to you and I'm like, I got this, and this that I want to talk to you about. And I don't want you to turn it into a situation where you play victim because you're the culprit here. I'm not the bad guy. Do not get mad. You have no ground to stand on. Still fucking got mad.
Yeah.
So when it plays out like that, and you're talking about two people in a relationship, are you gonna remember that, yo, I need to not fight with him? I need to have the presence of mind to listen to what he's saying, and he needs to do the same thing. Are y'all both gonna be able to do that and work to a place where it's like, yo, we're not trying to go to war, we're just trying to work through something right quick?
Yeah, but you gotta also remember too, right? I mean, like everything that you do for the most part is always going to be something new. So you're always learning.
Of course, but it takes a certain level of subconsciously being able to be like, yo, oh, I know what this is about, because the last time we dealt with something like this, it didn't go well. Remembering that, like in that moment, are you gonna remember that?
Yeah.
The last time y'all got here, it failed because the communication broke down and y'all started fighting instead of.
That's the purpose of a relationship, though. The relationship, you gotta remember certain things, and you have to learn from your mistakes. So
Yeah.
in order for
But that's the thing, like a lot of people don't learn. Something that I've noticed is that like, so I like to be with people that are nervous and like mad and angry. Like that's who I'm drawn to. Not like not specifically toxic.
Okay, just check it.
No.
That is
But
toxic,
just like
though.
they react differently than I do, because I don't react. I'm gonna see the situation for what it is, and I'm gonna talk to you like I'm talking right now. And the people I'm used to being with, they just like,
My ex taught me how to go to war. I never had that streak in me until my tenured relationship. Like, if I'm gonna be real honest, like since we're having the conversation, like before her, I didn't know how to cuss people out. I didn't know how to defend myself. There was no, yo, go suck your mother.
It was the other way around.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, yo, I bet, like, I'm not gonna talk to you. I'm not gonna chase you. You're gonna storm out, and I know what you're gonna do. Fuck it, if that's what you want. Like, the whole toxic, I've been on that wheel, right? And when you get off, if you don't take time out
Reflect.
to really be like, yo, dang, this not you. Like, you gotta go get some help. Because I thought for the longest that was what was normal. And we've normalized it so much in black culture and in black relationship spaces that I have homeboys who be like, yo, if she don't come in the crib and break some shit, I don't think she want me. Because you've associated that with some form of like being healthy or being normal, you know what I'm saying? And I say it all the time, like, I'm not trying to bash my ex, because she had good qualities too, but she taught me how to fight. I didn't know anything like.
And now you see, like, there's a balance, right? Because that's what I feel. I feel like there's a balance where they get to learn how to chill out, and I get to learn how to defend myself more. And at one point, when we're like a certain time into the relationship, we have like a really good communication, because I know how to like stand up for myself and say what I have to say, and be a little bit more aggressive if I have to. And they know how to like chill out and don't be aggressive when they're talking to me, because that's not like no. But what I was gonna say is, I feel like aggressive people, like people that are mad, they have the tendency to not remember things in relationship. They don't, it takes so long for them to remember, like, oh shit, this is how I need to act. This is what we've been. It takes
you focus
so
on the negative.
long.
You focus, it's all it is.
It's like their brain just erases when shit goes down, and
you're not
focus on what they wanted to focus on.
They focus solely on the fact that, like, yo, this happened and I'm not having it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just where they're at with it.
Yeah, let's.
What you said too, real quick, I was the same way, but I was the opposite. So before, if I'm arguing with you, it's aggression, like it's 100.
Yeah.
Now I got to a point where I could talk to you like this and still be mad, but like now people get more scared of me when I do that compared to me coming at you screaming.
Yeah, like I think.
Me too.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Learning how
It's
to
fucking
communicate
too.
and holding and keeping your.
Cool.
Not allowing
It's
it.
very powerful.
One of the things that I've learned is to be steady with my articulation. Like, even no matter how enraged I am, like to just be able to just be like, explain to me why you think that would work. Like, one of the things I picked that up from my father, like when we started having a relationship again and we would have missteps or mishaps and we would get into, and he was just so calm. And he's like, I'm not calm, I'm enraged, but what I'm doing is I'm channeling it through my intellect. Like, I'm not not irate inside, but what I'm doing is if I allow you to pull me to a place where I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, I can't get my thoughts together, and
Yeah.
I'm just saying dumb shit to piss you off or to hurt your feelings, as opposed to actually speaking from a place of like, this is why I said what I said. This is why what you did is wrong. This is how you behaved, and this is why it's not acceptable. Don't do that again. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you get a lot more conveyed when you can do that. You get farther. I never used to be able to. I just, yo, fuck you.
Straight up.
Who you talking to?
Fuck off. Suck
Yeah, what? Like,
all of them.
go crazy. And now I'm realizing, like, yo, that's just not
They
even.
don't really do nothing.
They don't. They really don't.
Like 9 times out of 10, you're probably like,
Now that person laughing at you.
yeah,
Look,
they're
haha,
laughing
I
at
got
you, or
mad.
they just quiet. Like you can't even get the conversation to finish.
You can't go nowhere with the
Yeah,
convo
that's
because they
fact.
don't care.
Facts.
They don't care no more. They
Shut down.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's move on.
Okay, next topic is also a red flag one. So, when is a grown man playing video games? When is it too much?
Let me start by saying, to me, any video games is too much unless it's like game night and you're playing like Mario Kart for 30 minutes. It's too much. That's my opinion.
All right, so
What about if you're dating a streamer?
yeah, I was just about
I
to say that.
wouldn't.
So
I would never. Dude, go ahead, say it.
I would never.
I would never.
I would
crazy.
never.
I ain't gonna lie. So before COVID,
Jesus.
I would probably say like, you know, in the late 20s, early 30s. After that, you'd be ODing. But ever since COVID happened, and it could have been happening before, it's just that I was introduced to it during COVID time. The whole streaming thing, I feel like, shit, if you're a streamer and you 30, 40, 50 and you're making the money, like,
Yo, do your thing.
do your thing, sweetheart.
That's your bread and butter. It's how
I
you
think
make your
females
bread.
do it too.
Right.
I see females that's doing it.
I mean, it's how you make your bread.
Females
I
do
can't
it.
knock that, you
I'm
know
not-
what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah, no, we ain't
knocking it
knocking
at
their
all.
job. Their job is great.
But
I'm
your
just not
hustle is a
dating.
different
That's what I'm
story.
saying. If it's a hustle, I'm not knocking it. Now,
If you just here playing video games all day long and staying in the house, because
yeah,
that's
there's
like,
something wrong.
you've built a life off of a video game and that's your identity, and that's,
Nah, that can't work. No.
nah, it can't work like that.
I understand, like, you know how people get home and they crack up a beer, like, to relax. You can, like, get home
crack
and
on your
play
game or whatever it is.
a little bit. But the thing is, what I've seen, me personally, is, like, they get home, men with kids and shit, right?
Yeah.
And they'll just stay there until they go to sleep. And the
Yeah,
wife
nah,
is like
that's wild, bro.
bathing the kids and making dinner and asking him to put Netflix on and blah, blah. And it's just not happening. Or they're in the room. Like, no.
That's OD. That's OD.
No.
That's OD.
Like, you can do it for fun a little bit, but stop it. Like, you're
Yeah,
not
nah,
14.
nah,
like, what you gonna do
come on.
next? You're gonna, like, touch yourself in front of the like, no, stop it. Like,
Touch yourself. How we got there?
you're grown. You are a grown man.
I feel like at a certain point in your life, if you have a profession outside of playing for a living,
Yeah.
like I know some streamers, so shout out to them, right? Like they make stupid amounts of money,
yeah.
right? It gets to a place where you're literally not wanting to go out and interact with human beings. You'd rather play the video game.
Yeah. You're at the same level as a teenager.
Right. And we make excuses for people, and we're becoming a more tolerable society, and yada yada yada. But I think as a man, there's absolutely no excuse for you as a grown man, other than if you're trying to make money off of it, for you to be playing a video game for 3, maybe shit, even 2 hours. Like
Yeah, no.
I don't even own a video game system. I don't remember the last time. I think
Yeah.
I was in high school.
I have a P5 and I couldn't tell you the last time I played that shit.
You know what I'm saying? Because you get to a point in your life where it's like, yo, I have too much going on out here to really be sitting down with a controller.
I miss it though.
Yeah.
I definitely miss
You know
it. I
what
say that, but
That's what
I went through that like Christmas time last year. I was at Target. I was on the phone with you, like,
Trying to get
yo,
a P5.
let me get a PS5. And then
Facts.
English was like, oh, shit, you getting a P5? I'm like, yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy. He made me get a P5 and he didn't even get one. crazy. Shit was fucking crazy. Like,
Because we went through hell.
I'm on the phone with this nigga. This nigga's like, yo, I'm about to get a P5. I said, what the fuck?
Okay, look. He's like,
I'm
oh.
like, hold on. I had to look at my phone. Like, this is Damien telling me he got a P5? Like, this nigga? I'm like, oh shit, we lit. All right, meanwhile, I'm on my fucking crib playing my P4. I'm like, fuck out of here. I gotta get one.
I'm not even gonna go.
So I go get one. This nigga.
I walked away. I literally was
I was like,
alive.
what the fuck?
And I walked away because I feel like, okay, and my reason for that was, right, like, when am I gonna play this video game?
Facts.
When am I gonna play? And then I'll be playing, and in my mind, I'm like, yo, I could be doing designs or mock-ups for designs for Hunters and Hounds. I could be working on client stuff
You could
for
be a
logs,
juju.
or I could be in the gym working out since I got the free time, and I'm sitting here playing, you know. And it's like, yeah, everybody has their escape. You know, mine is to go run or go for a walk, or go outside and touch grass. Like, people make fun of people for doing that, but I like to do that. I like to feel grounded. You know what I'm saying? It brings me peace, getting sunshine in my eyes so I can sleep at night. You know, I just think that there's a healthy balance that has to be
Yeah.
there. I'm not saying you absolutely cannot play a video game. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah,
I can't tell nobody that.
No, you can have fun.
A healthy balance is good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Put it like this.
if she's throwing hints, like, get off the game, go spend time with her, because
Facts.
I don't know no game.
And also,
that
if
feels
you're
like,
not doing,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And you gotta make like how I look at it too. You gotta make time for what you like. You make time for the things you want to make time
Right,
for at the end of the day. So
Absolutely.
even if at the end of the day, like even if somebody's playing video games for 6, 7, 8, 10 hours, right? Are you gonna do that all the time when you got your girlfriend right next to you, wanting to spend time with you?
Facts.
Yeah.
And I think that's the question we need to ask ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
it's not really a matter of, oh, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, but it's just the time and the place for you to be doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the big
Absolutely. 100%.
Exactly. Like, are your responsibilities
Yeah,
like
is your
getting
responsibilities
done?
taken care of? Because
Are you eating straight? Like, are you
Exactly.
drinking water?
There's
What's
some
going
people out
on?
there that's playing these games and all that, and they got all this shit together. They drinking right, eating right. They 9 to 5
Yeah, of
perfect.
course.
And we congratulate you guys.
Right.
At the end of the day, there's still more that could be done. So don't feel like, yo, I'm here 6, 7 hours and my shit's good. But what about your lady right here laying next to you and she want to go do some shit and you over here, oh wait, let me finish this game.
Yeah.
You lose the game or whatever.
And now you start another one
now
instead
you
of
start
actually
another one,
like,
'cause I gotta win, or you don't want to
Right.
do nothing now, or your moves
Yeah.
are messed up. Like,
Yeah, I
so
can't-
That's the
I
biggest thing.
cannot.
It's more than just playing that game. I think you
Yeah.
just have to understand. Like, okay, you want to play the game, cool. You
Look
wanna
at the
have
big
fun?
picture.
You want to go back and have your kid ways again? That's perfectly fine. But just remember how you got here and how you got to play this video game. Like, you didn't just get from playing a video game from playing it.
Right.
Unless you're a
Yeah.
streamer again.
right.
And even
Yeah.
if you was a streamer, you didn't make your money. Before you became a streamer, you had to do something first to get you to that point.
Right.
So,
That's true.
you know what I mean? You just gotta
All right.
make sure your responsibilities is in there.
Wrapping it up.
Yes, we are. Big shout out to my boy Ronnie Pat. I seen them orders you placed, bro. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you to everyone that's been supporting my brand. Again, that's huntersandhounds.com. Hunters and Hounds Clothing on Instagram. Give the page a follow. Let's see what else we got. We got something major happening. No pop-ups this month because we're focusing on July.
Facts.
Collection 5 will be here real soon. Don't worry. Meantime,
Movie seating. You get what I'm saying? Cuz.
Meantime, in between time, make sure you're checking out the page. That's Hunters and Hounds Clothing. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. You just type Hunters and Hounds, will come up. I promise you that, because nobody else has a name like that. Nobody had the time to sit down and put 2 and 2 together. What else I got going on? MaxHerFitness.com. You know what I'm saying? MaxHer Fitness on Instagram.
Yo, speaking of Max Red Fitness,
MaxHer Fitness for info@gmail.com.
when's the boot camp?
Struggling to figure it out. 'cause I
Okay,
got
take
too
your
many
time, take your
clients.
time.
It's coming though. I'm gonna figure
People,
it out.
listen to me, listen
I
to me.
literally was on my way here in the car and I was thinking about it, like how to put it all together and make it work with my schedule as it is.
I need you to cut this piece I'm about to say right here. For everybody, I be seeing y'all, and y'all be asking me, and we'll be talking and whatever, and I'll be like, yo, I got a trainer for y'all. And some of y'all do reach out to him, so appreciate y'all, and some of y'all don't. It's okay. But for the ones that can't get time for him, I'm gonna make sure that we get the boot camp up and running for y'all.
Right, yeah.
Promise y'all. Right now we got a lot of stuff going on. You know, it's his birthday next month. We about to go turn, you know, and all that. But I promise y'all,
Don't tell them.
maybe like August, September time when everything kind of slows down.
Yeah. Let's go.
Boot camp.
Okay.
Boot camp.
It's coming, one way or another. It's coming. I'm
Nah, it's pulling out. We're gonna do that. We're gonna get that right.
I promise you. I just want to say thank you again for tuning in.
Facts.
YouTube, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you get the notifications when we
TikTok
post
too.
the episode.
TikTok too.
TikTok for the little quickies, if that's all you're into, because a lot of people are TikTok heads
A lot
now.
of people like quickies too.
Instagram, Friends and Family Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you check us out. You get a new episode every week. We'll see y'all again real
All
soon.
the guests, hosts, reach out to us in any
yeah.
kind of platform you want to reach out to us. We have every kind of social media out there.
Yeah.
We have the email as well. Reach out to us.
Friends and Family Pod at
We are
gmail.com.
here for you guys. Again, guys, we appreciate you guys 1000% because you don't have to listen to us, but you guys do. And
Thank you.
You know, the support that you guys show us keeps us going every day. So
Yeah.
we appreciate it 1000%. If we forgot to say thank you to you guys, thanks anyways, people. Look out for all of the good stuff that we are bringing to you guys this summer. I'm about to, do some new things. Julia's about to do some new things. Gonna throw a little Brazilian out there, you know what I mean? And then Dame, you see what
You already know what
you already know what time it is. So just keep an eye out for us. Watch out the social medias. Stay blessed and have a wonderful, wonderful week. See us this Wednesday at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Bye.